Europe, a continent known for castles, cafes, snow-capped Alps, and mild summers, but in the summer of 2026, something unimaginable happened. Entire cities turned into furnaces. Roads began melting, train tracks warped, hospitals filled with heatstroke patients. Wildfires exploded across multiple countries, and thousands of people lost their lives, not because of war, not because of disease, but because of heat. The terrifying question is, was this just another summer? Or are we witnessing the beginning of Europe's new climate reality? Stay until the end, because what scientists discovered about this heatwave could completely change how we think about the future of our planet. This wasn't a heatwave affecting one country. It spread across almost the entire European continent. Temperatures climbed beyond 40 degrees Celsius, breaking records in city after city. In some places, the nights never cooled down. Normally, nighttime gives our bodies a chance to recover. But during this event, even midnight temperatures remained dangerously high. For millions of people, there was simply no escape. How can an entire continent become this hot at the same time? To answer that, we first need to understand what happened in the atmosphere. Imagine placing a glass bowl over a candle. The hot air becomes trapped. Now replace the candle with the European continent. High-pressure systems settled over Europe. Instead of allowing cooler air to move in, the atmosphere acted like a giant lid. Every day, the ground absorbed sunlight. Every night, the heat stayed trapped. Day after day, the temperatures kept climbing. Eventually, many locations reached levels rarely seen in European history. But there was another factor making everything even worse. Why did cities become even hotter than the countryside? Cities are built with concrete, steel, glass, and asphalt. These materials absorb enormous amounts of heat. Then, long after sunset, they slowly release it back into the air. Scientists call this the urban heat island effect. In some neighborhoods, nighttime temperatures remain several degrees hotter than nearby rural areas. Air conditioners ran continuously. Electricity demand surged. Power grids came under pressure. For vulnerable people, especially the elderly, these hot nights became deadly. Because without cooler nights, the human body never gets a chance to recover. Could this heatwave have happened naturally? The answer may surprise you. According to climate scientists, heatwaves have always existed, but today's heatwaves are different. The Earth's average temperature has already increased by more than 1 degree Celsius since pre-industrial times. That may sound small, but it dramatically increases the likelihood of extreme heat events. Rapid attribution studies conducted after recent European heatwaves have shown that climate change has made these events significantly more likely and more intense. In other words, nature created the weather, but global warming loaded the dice. Scientists now warn that what was once considered a once-in-a-century heatwave could become much more frequent if greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise. If Europe is heating up this fast, what happens next? Extreme heat doesn't only affect people, it affects everything. Railway tracks expand, roads soften, power demand spikes, rivers shrink, hydropower generation falls, farmers lose crops, livestock suffer, wildfires spread faster, smoke fills the air, emergency services become overwhelmed. A single heatwave can trigger a chain reaction across an entire economy. What begins as hot weather can quickly become a national emergency. Is this only Europe's problem, or could the rest of the world be next? Scientists say Europe is one of the fastest warming continents on Earth. But Europe is not alone. Similar extreme heat events are becoming more common in North America, Asia, Australia, and even parts of the Arctic. As the planet warms, heat waves are expected to become more frequent, longer lasting, and more intense. The challenge is no longer predicting whether another heat wave will happen. It's preparing for when it does. Cities are planting more trees. Governments are developing heat action plans. Researchers are improving early warning systems. But experts warn, adaptation alone may not be enough if global temperatures continue rising. The summer of 2026 may be remembered as more than just another record-breaking heatwave. It may become a turning point, a moment when Europe discovered that extreme heat is no longer an occasional disaster, but a growing part of everyday life. The question is no longer, can this happen again? The question is, how much hotter will the next one be? Because somewhere, Another heat dome is already forming. And somewhere, another record is waiting to be broken. If you found this documentary informative, consider subscribing for more science and climate documentaries that explain the biggest events shaping our world. Because understanding what's happening today may help us prepare for tomorrow.